What is up, guys? I hope you're well, and today we are covering more Entitled Parents. Yes, I know. You guys seem to love it though, so I can't stop doing it. Anyway, if you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe button, maybe even the notification bell, and let's get started. EM wants my Valentine's Day gift because I'm gay. So this happened earlier today, and I'm still fuming. Some context. I'm a senior in college, a lesbian, and my girlfriend gave me a giant teddy bear for Valentine's Day. Yes, it's cliche, but we're both getting over the flu, so we postponed the romantic candlelit dinner until further notice. The teddy bear was too big to fit in my backpack, and quite frankly, it's adorable, so I carry it around campus. Also, I'm usually really good with kids. I babysit, tutor, teach music lessons, etc. And I never disclose my sexuality to my kiddos. I don't want parents to get upset. I see some Girl Scouts in the quad selling cookies. There's 2 kids wearing brownie vests, so in the 7 to 9 age range, and one mother who is on the phone and standing away from the table. I fucking love Thin Mints, so you know I'm going to stock up while I can. I go up and ask for 4 boxes, and the following exchange occurs. EK, pointing at the bear. Wow, that's cool. What's her name? I just got it today, so I haven't decided yet. Do you want to help me name it? Yeah. GS looks up from the calculator. That'd be $16. I tried to hold the bear under my arm while fishing out my wallet out of my backpack. I can hold her for you. Thanks. I hand the bear to EK, pay, and put the cookies in my backpack. Looks like we're all set. Thanks, girls. Reaches for the teddy bear. Oh, can't I keep her? I named her Jojo. Sorry, but that was a very special Valentine's present. That's a killer name though. I grab my bear and start walking towards my next class, thinking that was the end of the situation. If only. Maybe 20 seconds later, I hear someone scream. Hey you, with the bear! I turn around confused. Hey, why are you taking my daughter's property? I'm sorry? Did I take the wrong number of boxes? No, the bear. Why did you take it from my daughter? Ma'am, this is my bear. I saw you give it to her. She told me you let her keep it and name it, and then you snatched it away. I was just letting her hold it while I paid. I didn't mean she could keep it. My girlfriend just gave it to... Your what? How dare you spread your agenda to my daughter? She's a good Christian girl. I didn't bring that up with her, I promise. I'm just kind of stunned at this point. EM then grabs my bear and runs back to the cookie stand. I go back. I'm trying to stay calm. EK is playing with the bear, and GS looks up at me and blushes. Hi sweetie, that is my bear. Someone very special gave it to me and I want to keep it. EK, don't give it to her. She's sinning and doesn't deserve presents. Lady, regardless of your beliefs, you can't steal someone else's stuff. EK is a good girl. She goes to Sunday school. She gets good grades. She deserves this. You're a sinning adult. Why would you even want a kid's toy? Why were you even enticing these girls with it? I hope you're not implying what I think you are. This is mine, and your daughter has no right to keep it. I grab the bear and start speed walking away. Mummy, she's taken Jojo! Give that back, or I'm calling the police, you pervert! And I just run away, hearing EK crying and EM screaming other awful things in my direction. I was humiliated. I was late to my class, but I explained to the professor what happened, and another student passed by when it was happening and backed me up. And then someone called CPS, and the mum had a warrant out for her arrest. Joking. I don't know what happened to them, but I hope the kid gets out of that environment and that GS isn't too traumatized. Police haven't contacted me yet, so I guess all's well that ends well. Anyway, I work with kids, so I have plenty of EP stories if you want more. This subreddit isn't oversaturated enough. No, you can't play with my snake, and that's why. I just found this sub and thought you might like this story. For the purposes of clarity, here's our cast of characters. BK, Bratty Kid. EP, Bratty Kid's entitled Mum. Me, an absolute legend. I have 3 snakes. One is super chilled out, one is hissy but ultimately pretty tame, and one, the smallest, is a straight up psycho, who I didn't even try to handle because he's angry little danger noodle. They all live in their vivariums in my living room. The other day, my girlfriend's friend stopped by unannounced with a 6-year-old in tow. My girlfriend doesn't really like this person, but has known her for years and is part of a larger group of friends, so to avoid any drama, she invited her in. I was just chilling playing Red Dead 2 when they come into the living room. BK is instantly drawn to the snake tanks. I actually love it when other people's kids come over because they're genuinely fascinated by the snakes. On occasion, I've got my chill boy out to show them, and they seem responsible enough. I'll let them hold them under close supervision. I could tell straight away BK wouldn't get this chance. He's only 6 for a start, but he was quickly banging on the glass of each vivarium and demanding that the snakes come out to play. I asked him to stop. Snakes are deaf but very sensitive to vibrations, and it's just coming out to the end of winter and they are particularly sensitive to eating. Basically it's a job to get them to eat, and we're both being quiet around them to make it easier. But of course, he doesn't. I look to EP and she just laughs in an "isn't it cute" kind of way. Like I said, I enjoy teaching kids about snakes because I'm a biologist and conservationist, and any positive experience with animals and kids is a major step in helping wildlife. And I figured that getting my chill dude out would at least stop BK from banging on the glass. So I got him out. It was all going well. The kid responded well and seemed really interested in the snake's boy tongue and whatnot. I let BK touch his scales to show he wasn't slimy, and he was less than gentle. But like I said, he's 6, but this is when it went downhill. BK demanded to hold the snake. No matter how experienced you are at keeping reptiles and exotics, they are still wild animals. They get used to being handled, but there's always a chance of getting bitten. Hence why I don't handle the psycho danger noodle. Plus, my lads were not getting hold as often as usual because it's winter, so I said no. There was a second of silence, then the biggest wail of crying ever, like the crying dude from YouTube, about 50 hertz higher in frequency. EP looks over and said, "Just let him hold the snake, stop being so boring." This obviously made me really angry. She's in my house, unannounced, and I'm still making an effort to entertain her offspring. I tried to explain to her I wouldn't let BK hold my boy, but it wasn't good enough. My girlfriend was getting more and more embarrassed and mouthed a very sincere "I'm sorry" in my direction, whilst EP continued to call me boring and stuck up, etc, etc. Now snakes are all about movement. When you pick them up, you should always try and scoop them from underneath rather than grab them from above, like a bird or another predator would. EP didn't know this. She runs over to tend to BK, who's full on blowing his lid at this point, and in an effort to give him what he wanted, reached over and tried to grab the snake. Snaky boy didn't like this, and he made his first ever bite on anyone. It was only a little tag, but enough to draw a minute amount of blood from her hand. She instantly starts screaming about how the snake had poisoned her. Snakes are venomous, not poisonous, and this particular one is neither. Grabbed her child and left very suddenly. She texted my girlfriend saying she was going to call the police for me setting a deadly animal on her. My Severus is a corn snake, no license required, and definitely not dangerous in the slightest, and even tried to get the rest of their friends on board. Obviously they laughed her out the friend group. Apparently this was the last straw for most of them. Oh my god, imagine taking your kid round someone's house, demanding to pick up a snake of all pets. I mean, I could see kids like going up to stroke a dog and things like that, but reaching over and grabbing a snake to try and give it to your child, gotta be a psycho parent. Entitled mother tries to steal my iPad Pro because her son deserves it more than me. Quick bit of context before I tell you the story. I was 14, about to be 15 at the time of this story. I just recently got an iPad Pro and wanted to mostly use it to draw and sketch some art. Just some info. Side note, I refer to the employees that the EM calls for later in this story as security, just a heads up. So it was Saturday and I decided to go to the local McDonald's near my house to get something to eat because my mum went shopping with her friends and my dad was still in work. I decided to order a basic dinner, McChicken, fries and Coke, you know, the usual. Once I got my food, I decided to get out my notebook and my iPad. While I'm doing this, a mother and her 2 kids, 2 boys, one looks to be around 2 and 3 and the other an 8-year-old, walk in. The mother goes to order while holding a 2 to 3-year-old. The 8-year-old, let's call him Jimmy, sits at the table and gets bored, I'm guessing. He walks around and sees me holding a stylus in my hand and drawing on my iPad. He seems actually fairly nice. He asked to draw on it. I said, "I'm sorry, but I don't let strangers touch my things." Hearing this, he quickly runs to his mum who was sitting at the table. She comes over to my table infuriated, and when I say infuriated, I mean like her head was about to explode. "Why won't you let Jimmy play on your iPad?" "I just don't let random people use my things, I'm sorry." "You shouldn't have an iPad, you're too young." "And like your child isn't, he's like 8. "Mama, I want it." Ian takes the iPad out of my hands and gives it to EK. EK looks at his mum grinning and returns to their table. Obviously I'm angry, but I hold it in because I have common sense unlike them. I grab a napkin and wipe my hands off. I then walk to their table and grab my tablet back. "What? Security!" Yes, this woman legit called security on me. "Excuse me?" That's my iPad, not yours. My son deserves it more than you. Are you kidding me? He's an 8-year-old. At this point, EK, 2 to 3-year-old, starts crying and security arrived. EM said that I tried to rob them and threatened their child. Security was actually nice and listened to my side of the story. I told them everything and they wanted me to show them proof that the iPad was mine. I took the iPad out of EK's hand and locked it. I gave it to EM and she tried to unlock it to no avail. I took it and gave it to EK, he also tried to unlock it to no avail. I took it and opened it fine. I even went to the gallery and showed the security guard images of the other stuff. The security guard gave EM a stern look. I walked away with my iPad in hand and looked back to see EM and her 2 kids were being kicked out. She gave me a devil's death stare, but I didn't care and just flipped her off. I continued eating my food and felt satisfied that EM and EK got what they deserved. It was the first and only time I saw them, and I hope not to see them again. Thank you for reading. It just doesn't surprise me anymore when I read any of these ones that parents just like taking stuff off other kids. Who, I say it every time, who actually does it? It's just absolutely crazy. Anyway guys, thank you very much for tuning in once again today. Your support has been absolutely amazing over the past, I was going to say over the past year, but we're doing it a couple of weeks. So thank you very, very much as always. I love you guys. Take care now. Goodbye.